Well, how's it going, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Dark Nova channel with some more from the depths. And welcome back to the sandbox mode where I am trying to build our next craft because we have defeated the deep water guards, and whatever faction we are gonna fight next is obviously not gonna be as weak as the deep water guards because it's the first and easiest faction anyway. So I think the imp and the ancient alone are not gonna cut off. So what I am trying to do here is making a super fast aircraft which will basically carpet bomb something, get away, turn around, get back, carpet bomb that thing again and get away, and rinse and repeat. So basically the only defense this thing will have is super fast speeds and ability to avoid anything except hit scan weapons like lasers and particle cannons. So there we go, that's the basic idea, and we will improve upon that. And yeah, a big fuel powered jet engine just so it can reach the speeds I desire. But we'll see. We'll see. Guys, this thing already looks like a plane and flies like almost a plane. Jesus Christ. And this fuel powered jet engine is quite powerful. It flies at almost 111 meters per second, but of course the plane is gonna gain weight as soon as we start building it, and it is gonna slow down. But the thing is, this jet eats fuel for breakfast. Oh my lord. Normal jet engines with some very efficient fuel engines just might be more effective because of their low fuel per second compared to this thing. And I will try normal jet engines as well, and we'll see who wins. Whoever gets the least fuel per second at the highest speed wins. But I kinda like the look of this. I kinda like the look of an airplane like this. Alright, I changed the complete design. And yes, it's inspired from the B-2 stealth bomber, because it's gonna be a carpet bomber. And it's right now completely RTG powered, because this thing, I am hoping to make it sleek. And if we're gonna make it sleek, we gotta sacrifice either fuel efficiency or resource making cost, and right now RTGs for me is the way to go, but we'll see about that. And I think I will stick with this design. Space is really low though. It's gonna be hard to build. Yeah, guys. I could not live with an efficient fuel engine, and even then it uses quite a lot of fuel, but at least I tried adding injectors, and oh my lord, the fuel consumption was even more than these. And I was not happy about that, but at least now every turbocharger has 46 gas passing through it, and every carburetor has one turbocharger, and I'm happy with that. I think 4,000 engine power should be enough for this craft, but we'll see. We'll see. If it needs more, we'll go the RTG method. Now that sure looks like something that will fit our fleet. Teeth everywhere. I am so loving the looks of this. Again, a craft whose cross section looks pretty amazing, and we'll cover the ammo up, of course, with heavy armor, because why not? Actually, yeah, just like that. Forgot the mirror mode. And we'll go light block There we go. And this thing looks filled, but it actually has a cavity in here. And I'm thinking to go a lot of missiles with mines or small advanced cannons. We'll see about that. This section looks good, and I'm pretty sure this thing is half complete by now. Oh my lord, this thing looks absolutely gorgeous. Now it's only time that I add the weapons and thrusters, and this thing will be complete. Look at that. I even add lights. I even add lights, and it looks just amazing, even from the top-down view. The fuel-powered jet engines look amazing. And finally, the weaponization of this thing is complete, and while weaponizing this thing, I realized that there is only so much you can do with small amounts of space and in terms of compacting the advanced cannons. So basically what we have here, on each side 8 railguns. Initially I had 10 railguns, but there was just not enough space for 10 of them. But now we have 8 railguns with only 1 railgun magnet, and the purpose of railgun here over traditional cannons is that on this compact and advanced cannon, the railguns were much faster at shooting the second shell than traditional cannons. So basically what this here is, we do not have any cooling well, of course, so we don't have any gunpowder casings, while we have a shell with mostly EMP and frag warheads and only 1 railgun casing. So basically this thing is a bomber which goes straight vertical, straight up enemy, and just drops the shells right on top of it and punches hole through the ship. And then it charges pretty fast and drops the second shell, and each of these cannons are equipped with 3 autoloaders, while this one is equipped with 4 autoloaders, and I think that should be enough to have a decent fire rate. And here we have some sticky flares. Of course I didn't assign those. I assigned those in the other side. So basically these are short range thrusters with 2 sticky flares, and these are EMP frag and of course explosive too, since I kinda like having EMP now. EMP just does good against anything not wooden, and that is just amazing. So yeah, there we go guys. The weapons of this thing will be basically 16 railguns, which really don't serve the purpose of a railgun rather than just a shell dropper, and a few missiles here and there. And now finally what is left to this thing is its movement. And I've learned the hard way that you do the movement last, because if you do the movement first and add stuff to that, it can really get disbalanced and you have to redo the movement. Ooh, that looks absolutely spicy. Oh my lord, this turned out to look better than I expected. Now the real challenge will be to make this thing fly, since you guys saw how much heavy armor this thing has in the middle, like in between 2 advanced cannons, just so if one advanced cannon gets hit, the shells do not destroy the other one. So this thing is quite heavy, to be honest, and I have to make it a speedy aircraft. That is gonna be a challenge. But nonetheless, this thing looks cool. Even if it fails to fly, this thing just looks cool. I'm proud of this. And there we are guys, the movement has been added, and this thing tops at 69 meters per second, which I'm pretty happy about. But let's release this thing first and look at how majestic it looks. Let's destroy enemy vehicles. I was actually testing it. Look at how good it looks while it's moving. But what I'm not happy about is the fuel consumption. Look at that. Almost 50 fuel per second. That is a lot, but nonetheless, this is a speedy aircraft, so we'll make do with that. But another problem is that, let's spawn in a Marauder or something. Another problem is these cannons. While I love the missiles I have added quite a lot of missiles here, some missiles here, and of course I don't know how the missiles don't blow up when they hit these thrusters, but that is just game logic. And pretty huge missiles here with 3 fins, 4 fuel tanks, variable thruster, EMP warhead, frag warheads, and active radar seeker. So very, very long range missiles, which I like. And the one problem I have with this thing is you'll see that in just a few seconds these cannons just don't want to fire, just because they have no azimuth at all. They're all about elevation. But the thing is, this plane is made to bomb the thing, so it goes directly above the enemy. And yeah, that is another problem with the cannons. Just because how compact those cannons are, no matter how much heavy armor I add, any explosion in the wings completely takes the wings out. And the cannons don't even shoot, just because how limited they are in their azimuth. So they just go above the target, never hit the target, and just be jolly. And the roll thrusters are gone, so it's kinda acting weird. Hey, the roll thrusters are back, nice. But yeah, I think I'll have to replace these cannons, because as you guys can see, it will go above the Marauder again, and these cannons need to be absolutely vertically above the enemy to shoot, and none of them shot. Look at that. They're all recharged, they all have shell loaded except this one. I think the blast messed that one up, but these one are completely recharged and reloaded, but they just do not fire, just because of the fact that they have no azimuth. I have tried adding the 3-meter elevation manlet in both orientations, but the same problem prevails. No azimuth at all is killing the cannon. So what I'm gonna do is replace those 8 cannons per wing with 1 cannon per wing. But the cannon will have free rotation and stuff, and it should shoot the target pretty nicely, which I like very much. And there we go, guys. After hours and hours of fiddling and changing this thing, I am finally satisfied with this airplane. I call it the Firefly because its butt is glowing all the time. Look at that. All those thrusters, everything makes its butt glow and it just looks like a firefly. And there we go, the detection equipment is in place as well. As you guys can see, some range finders, some radars, 360 radars that is barely noticeable because they're black. I added 2 turrets, 1 on each wing, with 5 of these simple large cannons, because why not? Why not? And these advanced cannons are now its main cannons, main weaponry to be more precise, and these are shooting purely heat shells, which I'm very satisfied with. And these are basically now converted into torpedoes, which just shoot away. The torpedoes slowly drop in the water and do their devastation. And I also added, as you guys have noticed, a big cram cannon. And to be honest, after using cram cannons in the Bamboozler, I didn't expect much of these cram cannons, but these, somehow, when the Firefly is heading straight towards the enemy, this thing these cannons are very precise. They absolutely almost 60% of the time hit the enemy, and if they do miss, they miss by very little, and I have added fuses to them so they blow up anyway, and since they are purely explosive cram shells, they're pretty devastating. And yeah, we have strayed pretty far away from the starting point. So, to demonstrate this thing to you guys, what I'll do is restart designer, destroy all vehicles, load this thing, let it fly. This is a problem I need to fix. It gets stuck in water if it starts in too much of a low altitude. But now that should be alright. So we'll go into free fly mode. We'll spawn in a Marauder. And I think I'm holding its, yes, I'm holding its weapons. And look at those. Those are basically the torpedoes which drop down. Oh lord, the crime cannon, don't hit. We go in and then head straight towards the enemy. And while it starts to turn, the torpedo do some damage to this thing. Hello, torpedo blast! I love you. And yeah, it takes a while to turn, but when it does turn, look at those cram cannons. They are not gonna hit it because it has not turned yet, and it has finally turned, so it is gonna shower the enemies with these are the shots from the simple large cannons, and these are the green ones are the heat shells. Look at that, completely heat shells. And the cram cannons will shoot away. Let's resume this. Look at that, the Marauder is a pretty small build, so look at that, the cram cannons did hit. And I'm in love with the cram cannons. Hey, cram cannons! Straight on the Marauder's head. And yeah, the Marauder is a pretty narrow build, so the spread from the advanced cannons are at a disadvantage here. But then, most of the enemies we face won't be this small. Look at that, the engine is gone. The Marauder is basically dead. I am absolutely very happy with the Firefly. I don't know why, it just works amazing. It is just a pesky little... Oh my lord, it's flying so high. It's just a pesky little thing that flies and does tons of damage, but over time. There we go. And yeah, the cannons are burst fire cannons. They shoot a lot of shells and then just stop for a while. And I kinda like that fact, that they're not continuous fire and instead they're just burst fire. Look at that, finally, after all these episodes, I have cram cannons that actually hit the enemy. And without further chit chat, we will hop into this campaign mode. Hey, I did. The power of heat shells. Look at those torpedoes. Hey, torpedoes! Don't they look majestic? Screenshot. And the fact that these torpedoes, when shot out, don't blow up from the heat of these thrusters still does fascinate me to a large extent. Cram cannons! With fuses, of course, which blow up if they go below -3 altitude. And I love them. Hey! So much! I love this thing. Oh my lord, guys! I was just editing the footages of this thing I had, and the making, only The making of this thing took me a video worth of 23 minutes. And I am afraid to say that if I start the campaign right now, the video just might get over 1.5 hours. And I do not want a video to be that long. So unfortunately, I think we are all out of time for this episode, guys. So I'll end this episode here and we will watch this thing fight 5 marauders that are spawned in now for a while. And yeah, that's it for this episode, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, watching me make this annoying little flyer. Like this video if you liked it, and more importantly, like this video. Oh, that crime cannon just missed. More importantly, like this video if you want more of From the Depths, and so I know that you guys want to see From the Depths, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next one. Jeez, this thing is loud. And yeah, I am pretty sure some more others have collided, hence the lag. Yup. Oh my lord. One marauder is basically in there. Hey. We can't even see the bullet trails, it's just that laggy. Look at that. Looks amazing to me. And it's out of the screen.